And welcome back, everyone. Thank you for bearing with us while we finish up our last round of Swiss. We are about to start the semifinals of the Mox Masters December tournament. We have two more rounds of awesome cEDH action to bring to you. And of course, we're going to check in on our players to watch. Both Comedian and Ken both made their way into our top 16. So these are players we've been watching since round number 1, and two of the 4 we were watching made their way into our elimination rounds. Impressive performances from both players. For Comedian, looking to run back-to-back wins as he won our Mox Masters October with cedh. He is piloting his, deck he's a little more well known for, Winota today. So we are going to be tuning in his pod. Before we do that, I do want to remind you that we have a giveaway of these bundles that we've been advertising to you all night long. These that support our new Masterpiece series. We're going to be doing a giveaway right before our finals match. So if you are here, thank you for staying around. And this is our way of saying thank you for bearing with us all day long. We're going to have some bundles to deliver to you, and we'll tell you how to do that next round. But for the time being, let's get down to the match and take a look at our top 16 pod that includes Comedian MTG. This is somebody that, has just done a lot of winning this year in general. I mean, when it comes to Eminence events, Comedian in person made the top 16 of Punt City that happened in Philadelphia earlier this year, and has found his way, with the trophy in the first inaugural Mox Masters tournament. Can't say enough good things about the guy, and produces great content, and finds himself here again in the elimination rounds of a cEDH tournament. Just impressive stuff all around. And, no slouch to the other players here. We've seen a lot of really awesome Magic, but this is somebody we've been watching since round number 1 and is looking for the back-to-back wins as players are taking a look at their opening hands. We have the Marnius Caligar deck we saw kind of went out of nowhere with a pretty powerful Smothering Tithe underneath a wheel. We have the Dargo Thrasios deck that I don't know if we've watched too much of. What is this? Manny I Am Midget. I don't think we've watched too much of them necessarily playing today, but we've watched a lot of Thrasios decks getting the job done. A lot of Sans Black doing a lot of winning in this format. And then it looks like another Thrasios deck in the hands of Ball, who we haven't seen play too much today. We'll see if we can get the commanders updated on the layout here so we can give you a little bit more information. But yeah, just a pretty interesting looking pod. I think once again, we're looking at 3 blue decks and Ian. And these are the kinds of pods we've seen Ian thrive in, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I totally agree. Just the blue decks try to control itself while he snowballs into Winota pieces. They keep it some pretty good highs, pretty turn 2, Winota enablers into turn 2 Winota or turn 2 stack piece. I've been playing pretty well all day, so definitely glad to see him make the top 16 and be in the top brackets going into the final stretch here of Mox Masters.
Absolutely. And, a whole host of players that we've seen before here on the Mox Masters tournament series. I mean, we're a fairly new tournament series. We've only had, one other event so far, and we're seeing a lot of repeats. And to me, this tells a very compelling story about the nature of cEDH, right? A lot of times people talk about it's such a high variance format, it's so hard to win again and again. And we just don't see that actually being the case. Our tournament series, both in person and over webcam, both of these environments, we're seeing a lot of the same players find their success over and over again. And that's something that is true in 1v1 formats as well. It's not just these multiplayer formats. We're seeing, high level elimination round success with consistency for multiple players. And I think that makes a lot of sense to me as someone that's played a lot of cEDH. I find the format to be one of the most decision intensive, skill intensive, if you will, formats that I personally have ever played. And I've played a lot of different formats. And a lot of times people write off Magic the Gathering in general as being filled with variance and being very difficult to consistently succeed at. And that's just not the case. We see that in 60 card formats. And I think we're beginning to see that break a little bit here in cEDH tournaments as well, where we're seeing, the people that, know their decks in and out, know the metagame in and out, and also know how to politic their way to victories, as we've seen Ian do at least once in this tournament.
Yes.
I think these are all incredibly important skills when it comes to showing up to a cEDH tournament, and this is just something that we see a lot of talent here in our top 16. So I'm excited to see how these last few pods play out. When you get a lot of talent in the same pod, that's when you get some really, really cool plays, some really exciting conversations that happen. And just some of the best Magic you can play is just all extremely high level, high stakes gameplay. That's the stuff I live for.
Definitely. I think this will be also a banger pod. I don't know if I've seen a Dargo Thrasios list before, but we're gonna see we're just doing Teamer things. And Teamer is a good color combination. We're doing Dockside, we're doing Breach. Since there's Dargo, maybe some greater good action. Don't know, but I'm happy to see what we have in store for us. I think Bell normally plays Bruce Racios. I think that's normally evolution deck.
Yeah, it looks to be the case.
Bruce Racios. And the Marnius deck that we saw resolved the early two turn two sponsor tied into Marnius into definitely value engine. So I think this is going to be a good part. I want to definitely see what mulligan decisions be kept here and see how this game progresses.
So I saw earlier, Ian made a tweet, as he often does, made a tweet about his positioning too. In addition to kind of just as a very good performance, he actually has gone like third and fourth the entire tournament. I think he's gone first exactly once, and all the games we watched him, I believe he's been in third or fourth. So I'm interested to see. I mean, it's worked out for him so far, right? If we're talking about, first, second seed, or the seats you want to be in, we're seeing Ian not just succeed consistently, but we're seeing him succeed in the face of adversity. He's not putting blue cards in his deck to interact. He has, he's playing this very proactive stacks deck. We're not seeing him, even find himself in first or second seat. So like a lot of things aren't even necessarily breaking Ian's way. As Ashadi needs to step away for a very quick moment. I'm gonna get that taken care of. But either way, I am kind of flabbergasted to see how that plays out. And it makes me think that the play versus being first seed versus being third and fourth seed matters a little bit less if your plan is to slow the game down. I think if you're playing a deck that wants to take a lot of turns, play a lot of Magic, then you are in a spot where the turn order matters less, because there's going to be more turns, more opportunities for you to catch up. And that's something Winota is very good at. So I think that if you are in a spot where you're going to have to go third or fourth every single game, Winota actually might just be a fine choice, because you're looking to slow the game down and play a bunch of additional Magic. We see these players still resolving mulligans. One of the more, I'll say, tedious aspects of cEDH is mulligan, the London mulligan, extremely impactful, especially mulliganing some of these high impact cards, things like whatever Ristic Studies, the fast mana Crypt Soul Ring, the range on hands from your medium hands to your most broken hands vary wildly. And so as a result, there is a lot of mulliganing to be had, as my co-host here is going to rejoin me. Welcome back, Ashani.
I'm sorry, there was just a slight emergency, but all right, we are good to go. We're Excellent. still doing some mulligans. What?
Yeah, still resolving mulligans.
Okay.
Looks like this Marnius Caligar deck looking to produce a better hand, and we saw the power of a very early Smothering Tithe from Freedom Waffle earlier today. So we'll see, we'll see if something like similar can come about. I mean, Smothering Tithe, one of the better synergies with the commander. Not sure if there's any other, kind of value synergies like that, or if we're just always looking to find Smothering Tithe. I'm interested to see, what else this deck is doing alongside its commander. Obviously doing very powerful interaction things in the Esper colors, but, as far as leaning into the commander synergies, I'd like to see a little bit more of that.
Yeah, I agree. I think the big piece though is Smothering Tithe. I think that is the big engine, Smothering Tithe into the commander, but I don't know what other token maker there is in the deck. they definitely could take a little peek at the deck list to see if there's any more spice in there. But I think at its core is a mid-range deck that is a mid-range deck that is trying to just resolve a value piece and just grind until find one of its engine like Deafening Silence and whatever infinite mana it can put together.
Absolutely. And I think we can't also discount the Dargo Thrasios. The big joke with Dargo is that you kind of get a lot of mana out of it, right? We talked about the Dargo kind of being usually like used alongside like evolution stuff, put some kind of big permanent into play, find your way into like a giant creature, maybe something like Hullbreaker Horror, and end up winning the game with infinite mana with Thrasios. So a lot of the mulligans low, we saw this happen with Reaper earlier, where they just like put Dargo and Ikra into play on turn 1 or whatever. We could see something similar. An early Dargo on low mulligans can still be extremely impactful, as Hullbreaker Horror is worth quite a few cards. And that's something we see in cEDH in general, because it's not a format that comes down to card advantage every single game. Like we see games like Limited play out, Standards often this way, where you're trying to eke, a little bit more, trying to squeeze as much value out of every single card you play and win on card advantage. Mana is very much the name of the game here, and Dargo is a great way to cheat on mana.
I totally agree here. I think I want to say, I don't know. Let me, if we can get Decklist maybe up, I don't think Bruce Strasser is a null-rod collector ooze deck. So I think these decks are safe from their artifacts mana being turned off. But I think there's going to be, as you said, a lot of value engine, a lot of mana acceleration, mana and value engine, just pushing the mana into Thrasios or into Marnius. There's going to also be a lot of creatures. I don't know how Winota, what's the strategy here going into Winota is the plan. Because I think all of these decks can play under some form of rule of law or some form of taxing effect. Because I don't think anyone here is trying to go fast, right?
Yeah, I can't imagine anybody is. I mean, I think about who has the potential. I feel like Dargo could come, like anytime you're talking about Dargo, you could come out the gate strong. Winota, typically looking to play longer turns. They have explosive draws, but not stuff that's going to end the game on turns like 1 and 2 necessarily. And the Marnius deck, from what we've seen, is extremely interactive and looking to play a much longer game and just accumulate card advantage with the commander. So it looks like, from what I can tell, we may be looking at a repair for our top 16. Somebody may not have shown up. Let's get a look and see from our people inside the tournament organization process what exactly our protocol is going to be here. Yeah, it looks like they were missing a player. So we're going to get a top 16 repaired. And that's got to be kind of tough for players that already resolved the mulligans or whatever. But it looks like this pod is mostly staying the same. Yeah, it looks like this pod's going to stay the same. So, and turn order's going to remain the same. So it looks like we actually might not need to repair. We just needed to repair one of the other pods or whatever.
Well, mulligans would definitely need to be redone, right?
Not from here. I mean, if the pod stays the same, why, right? I mean, I'm sure plenty of people in mulligan low would love to. We'll see exactly, what they tell them to do. But I have to imagine if your pod's already in the process of resolving stuff, it's as savage to the people that have already resolved mulligans and found hands they like as the people that, found hands they didn't like.
Yeah, I'm definitely this changes the thing. Is this the blood pod list that we saw earlier today?
You're talking about the Tim Natana from Lisby?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Lisby did get swapped out. So yeah, I would have to imagine players are going to need to re-resolve mulligans. The pod composition is actually tangibly different. I'm sorry, I thought nobody changed, but No, it definitely did. This is what happens when there's partners involved. No more Dargo, no more Dargo Thrasios. Now there's Tim Natana. And yeah, that can make a huge impact on opening hands. So players are going to need to re-resolve mulligans. So we're going to do this from scratch. Players that were maybe mulliganing low, maybe excited to see that. And hey, maybe players that didn't are also excited to see that based on how the pod composition has changed.
Yeah, so we went from I believe no collector ooze, no rod artifacts being saved into, if I'm correct, definitely a collector oof deck here coming in. So this definitely changes mulligans, and I think this even helps. I think just this whole game. Oh man, this is gonna be a long one.
You think so? I mean, both of the decks looking to play long Magic, I think, are going third and fourth. But yeah, I mean, like you said, there's not a lot of dark rituals in this pod, which doesn't bode well for the game ending very quickly.
No, there's going to be a lot of resource interchange. There's going to be a lot of politics. I never have played with Bal, but heard he's one of the top tier players in this area. So definitely going to be a slugfest.
Yeah, this one, we've seen it happen time and time again in our rounds today, watching matches play out that kind of care about what's on the board, care about creatures, care about combat damage, and oftentimes are being resolved with combat damage. We've seen Crater Hoof kills, we've seen Beastmaster Ascension be the most threatening thing on the table. Yeah. Like, we've seen just a lot of combat damage matter stuff across all of our cEDH pods that we've played today. And this one looks like it might shake out the exact same way. Marnius Calgar doesn't get too busy in combat. Winota definitely looking to. And I mean, there is a Timda at the table. That's always, I mean, that screams combat. Timda and Tana both care about combat just in their text boxes. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if Ball can come out the gate strong from first seed and establish early dominance, because that's something I would look to do here. I would look to really try to punch as much advantage as you can before our stacks players get a turn, before third and fourth get to start putting hateful stuff into play. You need to get on the board as fast as possible.
You know what I think the name of this game is? Resolve your commanders before Dranis hit.
Yeah, there's probably quite a few Dranis at this table. There's gonna be a lot of dark rituals, a whole lot of Dranis.
Yup.
A card that our fellow teammate Ryan Street, very outspoken about being not in love with Dranith Magistrate.
I'm not a believer of Dranith. I think a lot of people, I know a lot of Timber Crom decks also play Dranith, and I'm like, I'm not a fan of it. I don't think it's that strong of a stack piece. I don't think that is a strategy of it. But I've been proven wrong here, again and again with it. But I'm not sure. Not sold on it. In some strategies is absolutely great.
Fair enough. Looks like Ball went ahead and fetched. Gonna go ahead and get that one down around opposition agents, even Mind Sensor, stuff like that. Even Archivist of Ogma, which we've seen from Comedian earlier today. Mana Crypt gonna hit play as well. A good way. Go ahead and get your mana started. As here comes Stacks piece number one, Grafdigger's Cage on turn one from Freedom Waffle. Now, Grafdigger's Cage, a pretty good one against Winota, right? Like that card.
Very good one.
Looking to put creatures into play from the top of the library. So Comedian maybe already starting with an uphill battle, as I think that's a Bloodstain Mire has been played and cracked, and a Soul Ring added to the battlefield for Comedian. Notably no creature on turn one that could even trigger Winota. And that's usually where you want to be. You want to find a way to put a creature into play that will trigger Winota on turn one, Stacks piece if preferred, and then turn two, put Winota in play and just get the ball rolling.
Man, I don't know. This Martin is also the game we watched earlier today. Had a turn one Grafdigger's Cage. Maybe this is a top card for him in this tournament. It provided it was pretty good versus the Dargo deck where we last saw when it turned all a lot of graveyard strategy. So we're gonna see how this worked out. It was not a turn one even from Bal. So I'm going to don't know what we hold it a 3 mana for. Is this an intuition deck?
Could be. I mean, intuition is certainly probably one of the more powerful cards when you're talking about like no tutors from black. So like, I guess like having intuition, like you still have the breach stuff going on. As Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, going to be played off of a Mox Diamond, pitching the Overgrown Tomb. Thalia going to go ahead and hit play, and no response from Ball. Looks like we're just going right over to their turn.
Interesting. I don't like playing the mana crypts there then. I don't think there was a fear of being wheeled. I don't know.
I mean, you'd have to pay one more for it now that Thalia's in play.
I guess he told the Thalia. Maybe, maybe I don't have that kind of sixth sense to see a stack piece coming down, but let's see how this goes. We gotta pretty much play Thrasios here.
Yeah, Waterlogged Grove going to interplay, get tapped nearly immediately. And Thrasios is going to interplay, a little Thrasios Passios action, as the kids call it. Looking to be pretty good in this pot, right? Like, we're setting up to play a lot of Magic. And if you're playing a lot of Magic, activating Thrasios isn't the worst place to be.
Oh, man, I have not seen a good Thrasios activation pot in a long time.
We might have found one for you here.
We might have found one.
Waffle very quickly untapped, land to pass the turn. Looks like it might be, is that a water grave or a Morphic pool? I think it's a Morphic pool.
I think it's a Morphic pool.
Whatever. Blue-black land. It's untapped. We're past the turn. Didn't see a life total go down, so my money's on Morphic pool.
Well, give me some 2016 Magic, some Thrasios action.
Yeah.
There we go. Here we go.
Magic. It was Winota part of your 2016 Magic? Is that
Absolutely not. No.
Okay, all right. Because it's printed in 2020, so that's a little bit weird to me. I have no idea what this card does.
Is this a what? Is this another Thalia effect? Give Scryfall.
Sure, it's legendary. I can tell you that, thanks to the new borders. Looks like it's got a lot of options on it. Yeah,
double Thalia.
New art for Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, and follow-up is another Winota card that I do not know because
that is some core.
Cliffside Rescuer. How about that one? 1 and a white. Vigilance 2/2. Tap, sack it. Target permanent you control gains protection from each of your opponents until end of turn. Pretty sweet one if you're talking about removal spells on Winota. How about it? Core Soldier triggers Winota. Little vigilance action.
We're here. Double Thalia. Get me out already.
Yeah, I'm with you. For once, I'm with you. We talked about how you love to tilt off on turn 3. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Double Thalia.
Entering the stack as well. Oh yeah.
Goodness.
Graveyards don't work. Spells cost $1 million. We're gonna be here for a while. Llanowar Elves, the follow-up for Lisby, and a pass of the turn.
Listen, for all these players that said dorks is bad, this is where your dork is great. Is when there's 2 Thalia effects, because these mana rocks became super expensive.
Yeah, they're not cheap. Definitely glad we played the mana crypt now. Ball took a draw step, taking a look at their hand. Yeah, I mean, is there what do you have that's better than activate Thrasios? Because my guess is not a lot.
Absolutely. You know what's better activated? A land drop. Playing a land and pass.
People always make fun of me for playing too few, or I'm sorry, too many lands, and I make fun of them playing too few. This is a spot where I think hitting every land drop matters a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
Your rocks cost 1,000, and graveyards don't work. We're going to be here a while. You need to have mana turn in and turn out. The best way to do that without having to spend your entire turn doing only that is just making land drops. Best ramp spell.
I don't believe this is where 24 land deck would thrive. Not in this kind of environment. Oh, okay. We have a cradle.
Okay, it's cradle.
Right, I'm gonna need this man to play his land. We took a solid 3 minutes to play cradle.
Look, we might want to play something first.
Goodness gracious!
Well, play something first. All right.
Listen here.
We're gonna tap some mana.
I just realized
tapping some mana.
All right, we're in the semifinals. We gotta take our time to make sure we're making the correct decisions here. But
sure, 2 mana tap. Keenan, Bonder Prodigy. Okay. Now we're gonna do a good job of making Thrasios activations a little bit easier.
Well, we're still having Thrasios mana up. All right.
Yeah, about it. Go ahead and pass the turn. 5 cards in hand. As we go back to Freedom Waffle, we'll see if they can assemble anything.
Not a fan of not using the combat step here. Think we
What?
should
You
have
want
get
to
it?
attack with your 1-3 in the face of a bunch of 2-1 first strikes?
Hey,
What?
Freedom Waffle does not have a blocker, good sir.
No blockers.
No
No
blockers. Get
All
get
right.
in.
We gotta get hungry. Just
We
start
gotta
beating
get
up.
in there.
Yeah, no, you're crazy. I just never attack. I'm not much of an attacker though. More of
See,
a
you're
blocker.
playing CDH incorrectly already, good sir.
Ah, I see. Monastery Mentor, the play off of
for
Urza's
real,
Saga.
for real?
That one's gonna be pretty good at making some tokens alongside
Oh,
Marnius Falgar.
I'm
Getting a
sold
little
on
bit
this
of a
thing.
Monastery Mentor debut in CDH. Can't say I've seen this one before.
All right, I'm sold.
You're in. You're in.
I'm-
Freedom Waffle has a fan.
I am online. I was like, what is the other strategy that could make him tokens? And this did not come up on my radar.
Yeah, that's a
Monastery
nice
Mentor.
one.
That's a great one.
Yeah,
Start making some
big fan.
deals, get some prowess going, get some attacks going. Here we go.
Now, non-creature spells are somewhat expensive, but
Just
you
a
know,
tad. Just a
we're
tad.
probably going to take a lot of draw steps, so we got time for Marnius to take over still.
Hey,
We'll see what Ian can assemble. Looks like attacks is what's being assembled here. That one's going to go straight at Freedom Waffle. Not probably interested in blocking with a 2/2 prowess, being unable to cast a non-creature spell, as that one costs 2 mana just to even cast one. So
absolutely.
going to take 2 damages, Freedom Waffle. We'll see what Comedian has in his second main phase.
Think we're on the play removal for this Grafdigger's Cage?
Is that the strategy? I don't know if that's like a full strategy here.
Not a full one, but it is one, and we play to what we have.
We pass the turn very quickly afterwards, holding up a lot of mana. Ian successfully making his land drops. Command tower, deployed, 5 mana up, but once again, not a Nas deck. Could have something like Solitude, instant speed. That kind of works, but does not take care of Grafdigger's Cage. Looking for something like a break.
No, it does not. I believe this is time we deploy our Timna.
Yeah. You think it's time for Timna? I mean, we're kind of running low on good attacks.
Oh no, we have a creature that cannot be blocked, good sir.
Sure.
That's it.
You want to just get the Dothi out of here?
Get the Dothi.
Shields down on Dothi? All right. I'm kind of about it. Not a lot of Nas stuff, not a lot of counter fights you can expect. Everything costs $1 million. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. As likely going to run the same attack Ian did, as Freedom Waffle. Still probably not interested in blocking Monastery Mentor. And your shadow creature going to be very difficult to block, as the only shadow creature that is remotely playable, I think, in CDH is Dothi Voidwalker. I'm sure someone will roast me in chat and just be like, yeah, you forgot about whatever, Una's Prowler or something. I don't know. I don't care. But Dothi Voidwalker is the only card with shadow.
Totally agree. All right, end step, we're going to activate Thrasios. What we have here. The best thing to put on a Thrasios is a land. So
deflecting SWAT. Normally pretty good. Less good when it costs 2 mana.
That's a 2 mana deflecting SWAT. I don't know if I'm on board.
Yeah, not ideal. So we're gonna roll a 1 for our mana crypt. Unsure. That does appear to be damage as we take a draw step for turn.
Oh, could this be the end? Is this just a basalt monolith game over? I don't think so.
I mean,
actually, the double Thalia cannon makes it pretty easy. Actually, hold on.
Yeah, not a lot of interaction that can happen. Now, Ian does have all of his mana up, right? 3 cards in hand, and Ian he plays a lot of removal. He's got a Braze, he's got Solitudes, he's got Swords, Path, the whole 9. So, if something like Basalt Monolith does enter the stack, Ian has plenty of mana to fire off 1 mana removal spell, say goodbye to your Keenan, and nice turn, idiot, and we're done here. So that's I don't know.
This is not the Muse. Is this the Muse? No,
the Seedborn Muse. Now that one I think is arguably a little bit better. You still kind of need to use removal on it, but your hand also just completely functions afterwards.
Settle in. We're here for a long one.
We're here for a long one.
The Muse Cannon Thrasios has been assembled.
This is what CDH is, right? Like every CDH game plays just like this. Nobody's ever cast Thassa's Oracle in their entire life, and we are here for a long time and not a good time once again.
Listen, I'm gonna ask you a question. Not to throw shade, but
okay. What you got?
Suppose this green creature said Wandering Archaic. How would you feel about it?
Wandering Archaic instead of Seedborn Muse? Is this what you're saying?
Yeah.
I mean, they do different things. I think Wandering Archaic's a very powerful magic card. I'm not really sure what you're fishing for here.
I'm fishing for which is the better 5-drop. That's what I'm fishing for. But
why not both? Porque no los dos, Shani?
Ooh, that's a lot of 5-drops. But here we are.
I mean, they look easy to cast underneath this cradle in this crypt, huh?
easy peasy. Come on now.
Now my question to you is, are we activating Thrasios or Keenan?
Ooh.
I think it's still Thrasios, but I would be hard to sell me that Keenan's correct.
No,
that card's powerful. Thrasios.
Depends on how your deck is assembled. You know, if there's a lot of humans, spell seeking, stuff like that, you don't want to hit. Draw some cards. You're drawing a lot of cards here. You're making what? 6, 7, 8, 2 activations per player's turn.
That's probably what sets it over the edge, right? Like if you can only make 7, maybe it's Keenan, but like if you can make 8, like 2 cards greater than 1, let's just activate Keenan. Let's just activate Thrasios twice every turn. And you were talking about, it's been a while since you've seen 2016 Magic Thrasios manual mode activation doing work, and I think it's going to look really, really good here until someone decides to pick the Seaboard Muse off the table.
Well, I thought the Seaboard Muse was going to be picked off immediately, but I was wrong.
It was not. And we're taking a big think here on our first Thrasios activation. 2 green mana floating from our cradle. Actually, gonna leave that one in play. Savannah gonna go ahead and come and play off of Thrasios. I like it. I want to just develop my mana. Just start snowballing my Thrasios activation.
That's the best thing. That's the best thing to do off his Thrasios. Give me mana so I can make more Thrasios activation.
All right, another activation here. Gonna take a look. How do we feel about that one, Paul?
Is that another land? Give me it. I want another land.
All right, Shani, I ask you. Many people have said that Prophet of Krufix, if unbanned, would be fine in Commander. What are your opinions? Based on how this game is playing out, I would argue that Prophet probably still fine, but, maybe a little more dangerous than we're interested in. But the Seaboard Muse is doing a pretty damn good Prophet of Krufix impression and looking dominant in this game. As I believe we are moving to the end step as, what do we have? We have Enlightened Tutor and Aven Mindsets. Aven Mindsets are deployed for Comedian, and then Enlightened Tutor.
What enchantment do we get? Do we have?
How do we pay for this? Doesn't it cost 3? 6 total mana?
The land and the soul.
Is that an ancient tomb?
That's an ancient tomb. Yeah.
Ah, I see. See, this is why they pay the big bucks to Shani. There's Enlightened Tutor resolving, going underneath Dothy Voidwalker. We'll see what Comedian can find. Do we have Grasp of Fate to take care of this thing? Phyrexian Revoker. Okay. All right, that's pretty good.
Thrasios' game is over, Ian said.
Well, now you have to activate Keenan. You don't have any more options. It's Keenan time.
You need to find that counter spell immediately.
I mean, we got SWAT, but you can't SWAT a Revoker.
SWAT a Revoker.
SWAT's face up, but unfortunately, Revoker not doing any targeting. That one just does some naming.
I was, within my soul, I was hoping there maybe be a portable hold there to remove the Grafdigger's Cage, but but alas, it was not. Okay, so we're drawing. Right. And we're immediately slapping this Revoker.
Yeah, not even thinking twice. Here's Revoker. What do you have to say, Paul? Are you doing any kind of activations? What are we doing here?
Absolutely. Let's get the Thrasios train spinning.
All right, okay. All right. We'll see.
Are we just hold on, what's happening here?
There's no way we're just passing priority without activating at least once or whatever, right? Unless Paul just has the removal spell dialed up. Maybe you're just okay, sure, whatever. What else you got, bozo? And then you just blow your thing up. Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I think Paul has to be pretty interested, and if he doesn't, it signals a little bit about what's in his hand. Yeah, we're seeing some activations here, which makes a lot of sense to me.
Agreed.
Oh, okay. I agree with the dog.
My apologies.
Got some emotions as a Thrasios activation going off here. A little scry action, one of the benefits of Thrasios Triton Hero. That one's going to stay on top, and an Enlightened Tutor of his own going to come in hand. Interesting when it doesn't look very good underneath an Aven Mindset.
I'm not too sure. Do we just want to spin the wheel?
Paul's got a lot of cards in hand. You don't know what next turn's going to look like. As another activation potentially coming down here.
What it looks like to me is looking at the top 4 cards of your library, sir. That is what it looks like.
A big top 4 cards of my library fan. Little impulse action is Forbidden Orchard going to get put into play tapped thanks to Thrasios Triton Hero. So let's have a look at what Revoker's going to name. Thankfully, Ian going to do us the service of writing out exactly what is named with Phyrexian Revoker. We appreciate that a lot. Yeah, that says Thrasios on it. So Thrasios Triton Hero, not going to work. No, thank you. All right. Well, even Mind Sensor.
Going to combat
in steps, so that one's going to get busy. We'll see if we want to get busy with Thalia. Now it's a little more dangerous attacking straight into Freedom Waffle. I think Freedom Waffle would very much like to see these Thalias off the table. So if they have a spell that they can kind of cast for like a little bit of value here just to get that block with that prowess, I think they would. And so Ian, I think, also came to that same conclusion, made an attack only with Aven Mind Sensor, and the turn is going to pass to Lisby as we take a draw step.
All right, I think I want to see Lisby draw some more cards here. Are we not on tap in with our seaboard? Have we already forgotten since the Thrasios is offline? Come on now.
That's interesting because I don't even know if is Thrasios like something you can miss. It's not like a trigger, is it? It just says like, hey, you untap too.
Yeah, seaboard Muse. Yeah, I don't think it does have to untap. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not even sure that's something that can be missed, but I don't know. Maybe he said something like, I'm untapping, give me a second. He's just like fiddling with dice or whatever. Either way, we are now untapped, and we are now in Lisby's turn, who has Tymna, some pretty good attackers, and a lot of cards in hand. And we'll see how they navigate this board full of hateful creatures.
So is this where we hold up the Dolphin? Because there might be a little game action here at the end step.
I think there's some table talk going on too about how scary ball is, and I have to agree with the table. You know, a lot of players vying for second place. I think there's a lot of, you know, kind of trying to assemble and keep up. But ball with the seedboard Muse is very clearly in the lead, in my opinion. So we'll see
the seedboard
Muse and what they plan to do to tackle this problem.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, at the moment, the seedboard Muse is just a green creature that gives you mana each turn. So the full value trade isn't online, but I'm very, very intrigued to see how this turn goes. Combat step will be the first one, though.
Yeah, I think starting with combat's a very fine place to be when you have a Timid play, right? Just make sure you have all the information before you start making decisions. And information is going to change because you're probably going to see some more cards. As Thalia looking to get busy. Wonder if we're going to run the same attack at Waffle and maybe no attack on Dothy?
Yeah, I think maybe this is where you maybe want to hold up the ball. And I agree.
Okay, well, so does Lisby as they draw and very quickly just deploy a command tower.
Is this Thrasios action tab also? Having 2 mana aside here. What are we looking at?
You know, Thrasios just in the deck. That's pretty tough.
Oh my apologies. I've been just saying Tim that assumes Thrasios. Shame on me.
Yeah, come on. This is Tim Tana.
Shame.
The other TNT.
The other TNT.
It's dynamite.
What would we deploy?
Not sure what we're thinking about here. Obviously, like you said, there's 2 mana pulled aside, and we decided to do nothing with it as we pass the turn to ball. I think it's pretty free to just activate this Keenan. I don't know, just do something. See what he comes up with.
We have the align tuners. I think we want to at least do a little impulse action here.
Little impulse? I don't like an impulse. Not a big impulse kind of fan. 3 mana impulse, the top 4, not about it.
Sometimes it's better lucky than good.
Apparently Freedom declared, I'm getting word that Freedom declared that they could buff the Mentor and then just either chose not to or was bluffing as the Thalia attack happened on Freedom Waffle anyway, which is gas.
And that's the type of politics you got to play. Like if you swing at me, I can make the 1/1 and buff it. So
do it.
Do it.
Then do it.
And then if you don't want to lose your creature, hey, saves him 2 life. I love that.
All right.
Are we? We did nothing.
Did nothing.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
I guess with activating Keenan, so there's a Grafdigger's Cage in play. Does that shut down Keenan? Probably does, huh?
Yes, it does.
All right. Well, that would make this play make a lot of sense. And I guess not wanting to impulse with Enlightened Tutor means that we're just going to Ball's turn, which might actually just mean that Ball is just kind of stifled as far as the turn goes. Looks like we have a play selected here. We'll see what this not morph, but instead Findhorn Elves is. We saw that one drawn off Thrasios. Unsurprising to see it interplay, especially with a Cradle in play.
So every time I think we make a construct, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I really don't. I wish I could tell you. I don't know. I mean, if there's a Sensei's Divining Top in Waffle's list, maybe we can get something started with the mentor tokens. But I feel like you still are just looking to reach for Marnius and get that value train going before we do anything else. But spells still just cost $1 million.
Spells do.
So maybe you are just supposed to make contract. You're supposed to make a second one. Like the first one's kind of whatever.
Yeah, I think it might just make though.
Might be free though. As Phyrexian Metamorph going to be played. That one's a creature, so you don't actually have to pay more for it, as it is a clone, despite being an artifact creature.
What do you want here? Do you want another Thalia?
No shot, right? Maybe. Is a second?
No, you don't need a third Thalia.
Looks like it became a mana crypt. No way, right? Like you would have made a soul ring if that was the case. Maybe some kind of mana rock of some kind. Didn't get a great declaration. Hopefully we can get confirmation in chat on what that is copying. Based on how it's positioned, though, it looks like it's a mana rock of some kind.
Did you pay your 2 life for the Phyrexian, or did you pay for mana?
He paid.
Players.
Yeah, make a construct. Seems free.
Yeah, I mean it's free. If you're not doing anything else, the mana definitely make it. But I was the way that Waffle was posturing, I thought they would have something. As a draw step happens, that there's a Saga gonna need to tick up, and then we'll see exactly what we want to do. Do we
make another construct? Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So now what are these? We got 2 3 3s. It's like not nothing. About to be 4 4s after the search concludes. Assuming we're getting an artifact that's going to stay in play.
Well, okay. Are we getting the artifact to the top floor? That is fetchable.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty tough. See, David Mind Sensor gonna cause some issues, and we're doing more thinking. Not only can you only check the top 4, but also I'm going to draw a card for it. So yeah, how about that? Nice tutors, nerds, says comedian.
Do we want to fire off the line tutor here?
Maybe. I just don't. I don't know. I don't really want to cast it ever. Like it just feels so bad. Only look at the top 4. I mean, how many enchantments and artifacts do you play? Like maybe 10% of your deck, maybe 15. Like what are we doing here?
Let's see. You're not a gambling man. You wanted to make sure you get.
I like my cards that work, Shani.
I agree.
Cast your spells that work, fan. See, we're adding caveats. Cast your spells with the right targets that work.
I see.
There's a lot of caveats here. As we get confirmation that Phyrexian Metamorph is a mana crypt, an interesting choice when I think Comedian has the Soul Ring in play. Could make a painless one, but yeah, whatever.
I guess.
I believe he also have a Soul Ring in play.
We failed to find. I didn't see anything pulled out, so failed to find. So the result of that is we shuffle and Comedian gets the draw. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
1 2. Got it. That's what I wanted.
So we have 2 3 3s.
2 3 3s. No real way to buff them right now. And I mean, artifacts typically non-creatures. I mean, maybe if you have like Esper Sentinel or something, but these are likely to stay 3 3s. Do a good job of blocking the Thalias that have been kind of doing the work on Freedom Waffle's life total. As we go to Ian's turn, we'll see what he can assemble. Looks like he assembled an attack with even Mind Sensor.
I feel like the way I feel Lisby. Okay. Here's our first rule of law. I was wondering, like, the way I feel Lisby is playing, I think there's like maybe a removal coming down.
I mean, I think a lot of these players have been posturing like they have removal. The problem is it's hard to tell the difference between posturing that you have removal and just straight up having nothing. It's hard to tell the difference from our perspective and without any real access to the conversation, exactly who's representing what.
And I guess the removal also gets blanked, right, by the Cliffside Rescuer.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to remove anything on Ian's field, it needs to be a sweeper. That rescuer is going to work because that one does not say only at sorcery speed like a lot of cards do. You can just do that absolutely whenever.
Is that a
As like you said,
cyclonic
Archon
rift?
of Amir.
Overloaded.
Cyclonic Rift would be a good one. That is a cyclonic rift, and that's
That is-
basically exactly what the doctor ordered.
And that's being overloaded.
Correct.
Right. Now, Dothy, you can't crack Dothy and overload rift, right? That's an alternate cost. Dothy doesn't allow you to do that, or does it say just play it
I think
without
it's
paying?
just-
Yeah, I think it's play without paying its casting cost, which does not include alternate costs. That's my guess. I'm not a judge, but that is my guess, which means that there's just no real way for
You draw a card,
Lisby
possibly,
to recover with the Dothy and maybe try to like utilize this rift
Wait,
with Dothy, which is something that I was going to call out if it did work,
I may
but
have
it
it
doesn't.
covered.
So
my hand
this
tells
is
me.
where we were talking about that he held on to the line tuner cause the cycles was in
on
hand.
it.
So, With the double Thalia makes this.
Yeah, a nine mana. How about 9 mana for your cyclonic rift?
He had it
That's-
easy
That's
peasy.
a tough way to do it. That's a tough way to do it,
You're
but
right, you're
it
right.
is going to look incredibly impressive here if it does resolve.
I think you
Was this with the Archon on stack? I don't
No
believe it.
shot, right? I feel like you want this Archon to go back to
yeah,
Ian.
I mean, Seaborn Muse does that.
Maybe not, because it does lock Ian out of redeploying anything, right? Like if you're just saying do that while it's on the stack, all right, cool. Now, Lisby can't redeploy anything but one
Oh,
thing, and Ian can't redeploy anything at all because he's already played his spell for turn. So it actually might be
I
with it
think
on the
just two
stack
light
because
tutors.
then everybody's just kind of nerfed and the
And you get
revoker's
to-
gone. So
yeah.
we're free to just start
Vampire.
going to town with Thrasios again as Vampiric Tutor. Gonna get fired off in response. That one gonna cost 3 mana. Once again, only gonna look at the top 4 cards and going to trigger Archivist or Comedian.
I think we're in desperate mode here.
Yeah, I like this timing on this rift a lot. An excellent play
I'm
by
gonna lose
Paul.
my 2 life. Go 3-2.
I totally, I did not see that line, but that makes a lot of sense. I figured you definitely would want the Archon Guard, but if you do it with the Archon Resolve, I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. This is
But
I like the spot now that we've talked through it. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's something I would have done because I'm like, I just want it all gone. You know, that's
I-
my
exactly.
mentality when it comes to sweepers. But the texture of a rule of law, as far as somebody getting a turn before you post rift and post all the stacks pieces being gone, I really do like this.
I
this
agree.
build.
I think
I think it's well done.
I agree. It is resolving.
Yeah, and Ian's starting to pick all his cards up, likely all of them, but
I'm gonna scoop up. I'm gonna
the
do it
Archon of
after
Amiri gonna work.
resolve,
And I'm kind of
so,
interested in why Lisby
So
fired off
actually-
this Vampiric Tutor in response instead of waiting until the
The
Thalias and all the
yeah.
tutor stuff was gone.
Not a fan. Also, I don't think he'll.
This card.
Oh,
going
this
top,
is
sorry, I
great.
gotta keep up.
No? Can you let the Archon
You're struggling here.
resolve?
What's get it out?
No,
What you got?
so what I'm
I
saying
have
is
no
you let the
responses to
Archon resolve. I
Archon.
was thinking about the enlightenment that he has. Because Ian can't play in his spells, like he can't play in the other spells either.
Correct. Yeah,
So
you can't follow up with anything now, but I think he has an activation dialed up, right? Or no, he's
Yeah.
one short because that
Right.
Finland
I was
played.
just trying to figure out if the enlightened tutor was now online, but it's not. Because he still has the mana.
Yeah, he's not allowed to cast this Archon in
He's-
play.
exactly. Or is this his one spell after the Archon resolve?
It could be after the rift, but before. Okay, it could be after the rift, but before Archon resolves. And oh my gosh, he's gonna go
Yeah,
through light
so
tutor,
that's why
and
I'm
Ian,
like,
with
it
the mana
doesn't-
is gonna respond with Aven Mind Sensor, which is gonna get a mana drain.
Oh, so this was still with the Archon on the stack.
Yeah, the Archon's still in the stack for all of this, which is really cool. Being able to fire off all these spells with the Archon on the stack, all these tricks with trying to use this rule of law to your own advantage as this mana drain coming down. We'll see if any of the other players have anything to say about this. I mean, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
here we go.
definitely. We've been
Marnius is
sculpting.
unlocked and Flusterstorm going to come down, and I can just get them both. I just get Enlightened Tutor and Mana Drain, right? There's only 2 mana floating, but we've cast like 4 or 5 spells this turn.
Yeah, we've been sculpting our hands under the Thalias for a while.
Awesome. Awesome magic. And this is what I was talking about, Ashadi. These kinds of plays, you just don't see in your normal CDH pods. These kinds of sequences, these kinds of spots to pick are not stuff I see in every single CDH pod. I really like the kind of stuff we're seeing here. and how players are navigating the, kind of being unlocked from all the stacks pieces with the stacks piece on the stack.
Okay, yeah, actually, it's
Stacks on stack.
Yeah,
Is the stack
because
empty? No.
No, definitely not. Because the Enlightened Tutor definitely does grabs Basalt, and he does plays Basalt as his one spell for turn and this win. So yeah, no, this was a great sequence for Ball. I definitely did not see this happening, and the cluster should be enough.
I'll put 4 on mana drain and 3.
There's been a lot of spells cast. I don't think he has enough to play.
That's good.
It's so funny. All of this, even worst case, all of this going bad for Ball just kind of doesn't matter. Because what matters is that Thrasios is unlocked. Like there's just a ton of mana and a ton of cards, and eventually Ball is going to find a way to like either rebuy the Rift or just find a win right now, and we'll just be done here. And that's the ideal case with Rift, right? You want to wait till you have it all rolled up by a lot with backup, and you want to find a way to just punch the Rift, have it work, and then just untap and win. As a spirit going to be given to Freedom Waffle thanks to the Forbidden Orchard from Ball.
Go to pass my turn.
So Fluster Resolve hitting both things.
We're good.
Then
Nothing
the
except
Aven?
we're good. Everybody's tapped out.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing happens.
Yeah, nothing happens. I think you can point enough to counter both spells with the Fluster, and it looks like that's what we did. Even in Archon of Emeria in play, Ball gonna untap alongside Lisby. Lisby only one spell. Same with Ball, but Ball gets as many activations.
That has a lot of activation.
That's the name of the game right now. And this is exactly what you asked for. You wanted 2016 Magic, or rather 2016 CEDH. This is just peak 2016 CEDH as Dothy, Voidwalker being redeployed as the one spell for Lisby. See if we have any lands that we wish to have intertapped, thanks to Archon of Emeria.
Yeah.
Are we maybe responding to Dothy? We might be responding to Dothy here. Looks like that was the motion that was made. Gonna activate Thrasios.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, no, we're the game's.
Oh yeah, this makes 6 mana. The double crypt.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That's a lot of mana.
All right, Noble. All right, we got another door.
Noble the hand, not the most exciting, but doesn't need to be, as we filter our mana into 2 green, thanks to Gaze Cradle making 4 green. Gonna use the last 2 colorless. Gonna do a little scry action. That one's going to the bottom.
That's a good
reveal.
one.
That one has to go into play. You are not allowed to put that on your hand, I don't think.
No.
So, as unfortunate as that is, that does have to interplay. We'll see if we got one more activation for Ball before this Dothy does come down. Yeah, that one gonna go to bottom.
Ooh,
Maybe.
That's a thunker. That one. Gotta check the hands.
Yeah, always gotta check the hand. And
freed from the reel.
Freed from the reel. Yeah, that one's
one. It works. It works because Kingdom is in play.
My play would not have changed, unfortunately.
Okay.
He doesn't get
but no, you need blue, right? You need something that makes blue.
Okay.
And we don't have that.
We don't have that.
So
the noble hierarch, but it takes one more turn cycle.
Yeah, you need a turn cycle of Noble Hierarch staying in play for Freed from the Real to go infinite. But yeah, Ball, I mean, getting very, very close to assembling a win here. Old War already in play might make things a little tricky with the Archon of Emeria, but I mean, I think Ball has very much broken the parity on this rule of law, so I'm not sure he even cares. Like, whatever, I'll just hold counterspells up for the rest of the game until I literally just have my entire library in play from Thrasios, and that may be exactly what we see here.
Oh, you're right. That was okay. We're good.
I agree. All right, so we have double crypt roll. I think even if you take 6 here, you have time. There's no pressure.
Yeah, you can take 6 for 2 or 3 turns. You still have the biggest board by a lot. I mean, I guess you have no flyers, which Comedian's threatening to kind of beat you up for. And it looks like double even was rolled, which appears to be no damage. That's what the doctor ordered.
All right, when we're lucky this game, when the luck is on our side, we're just running hot.
You know what they say, Shawnee, always better lucky than good.
Always. So how do we drew a lot of cards here through that turn cycle. We didn't get what we wanted, but we're still in a very demanded position.
I am inclined to agree. It didn't look. Is Ball in the tank right now, or were we passing the turn? Yeah, no. I have to imagine we want to deploy something. We've drawn so many cards. The Noble Hierarch, if nothing else, just to maybe even threaten a win, is appealing to me. But I mean, I have to imagine you want to activate your stuff. Yeah. Like activate your stuff and pass.
I want to activate Thrasios first. Before deploying anything else. Because maybe we can just win on the spot here.
All right. Well, what does that look like? What does winning on the spot look like?
Well, That's a good question. I don't know what that looks like. It looks like somewhere to grab a basalt monolith and figure out how to deal with both Avid and the Archon. Or maybe that's too much.
It looks
So
like we're
we're-
casting the free from the real, and we are targeting the Finhorn elves. So this filters. Let's get that card on screen. I want to take a look at freed from the real. Is it colorless to untap it? I thought it was
No,
specifically
it's blue.
to
It's
untap
definitely
it.
a blue.
Okay. So we can filter blue into green at a profit, right? Like at a profitable rate, we can filter our blue into green. So for every blue mana, we get 2 green mana, is what I'm saying. So that gives you more Thrasios activations every turn. Maybe that's just good enough.
But we already had okay.
More, Shawnee.
More. My apologies. Shame on me. Shame on me.
Okay.
What am I?
Well, we've assembled more
No, you're
mana.
good. I'm making a comment.
I don't know. I felt like I would have. I don't know. I don't.
More,
I
Shawnee.
feel like we activate first, see if we find a removal, then go there. But hey, if we can just find infinite counter spells and nothing matters, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you just find counter spells for every single turn, eventually you will just draw your entire deck, right? Like, I don't think Ball's in any rush. The literal scariest thing for killing him is the 2 mana crypts. That is the most likely he is to die to anything right now.
That is terrifying. One of the mana crypt is the quickest claw. Come on now.
And eventually you just play Bruce and start getting busy, right? That card gives like lifelink and double strike or whatever. Like we just gain some life back. We just do this.
Bruce has text that matters in this game.
Sure. So like, really there's no rush for anything as Ball getting comfortable. I like the sideways. The sideways for Ball. I really like this. Just like the full, like you're looking at a weird tear or something on a split card, just getting sideways. Big fan.
Did we not put that card to the bottom?
I think we're still thinking on it. I think we put it at the bottom. We're still doing a think on it.
And then took it out, which I do not believe is illegal.
No, I think Ian is saying that card went to the bottom after you took a look-see on the side there.
Yeah. I don't know. I assume there's gonna be some kind of judge call. I feel hard pressed to say unless he like specifically declared it or something. I don't know. Like he didn't even like really tuck it at the front of his library, like put it up under there and then like was like, well, I want to think about it more. I can see it going either way. That's why I'm not a judge. So I imagine if there's any real question, we will get a judge call involved. Ultimately, not expecting it to matter too much, but Force of Negation is going to be the reveal. I think that one's a pretty good one to hit. As we make green, green, blue, blue, it looks like we're going to be doing some fill.
Okay, right.
So yeah, so 1 blue makes double green. So 2 blue gives him an activation.
Yes. And that's what he still has up. So we have 1 more activation left this turn.
This is bottom, revealing a
tropical island added to the mix. That's a pretty good pickup. As each blue equals green, green here. I think that's a big deal. And we're passing the turn and untapping along with Freedom Waffle.
Do we not have more? Do we not have more than 7 cards in hand? No way, we don't, right?
I mean, he did deploy some stuff.
We deployed a spell.
Craft Digger's Cage. Let's get an update.
Force negation.
We are hardcasting a Force of Negation on the cage.
On the cage, yeah. I mean, I think
sense.
you need Keenan to work because eventually you're just going to assemble infinite mana, right? I think that's the plan. I think we're just going to assemble infinite mana and win through the rule of law with Keenan activations, and that means Crafter's Cage needs to not be involved in the mix. It does open up Winota as a play as like a play that matters for Comedian, right? I don't think there's anything else stopping that anymore.
Well, let's be honest, though. Is it resolving? Let's be honest.
I don't know. I mean, there's not that many counter spells for creatures, right? Like,
I mean,
they're
true.
not in black. There's not a ton of like Fire Covenant considerations, Deadly Relic, or anything like that.
Okay, I mean, these are words that we can agree with, but I don't think there's a world
There's currently no
where
spells.
Winota resolve goes to combat
I think it's
and
just,
get its triggers online. But I am here to see this lovely game of multiple game actions with Thrasios. I haven't seen this in a long time.
Yeah, this is the kind of magic you live for, huh? Yeah, I know you're a big Tim Thrasios.
I've given,
fan.
yes, I'm a big Tim Thrasios fan. I gave it up on Seabrand Muse a long time ago. So.
Well, Ball has not, and earning
Ball
such a
has
fun
not.
top 16 and looking very ahead in this game. Maybe it's time to reach for your Seaborn Muse again, Johnny.
Oh, I'll stay away.
Corrupt rotation, the reveal. That one looking a little less good with the Gaze Cradle already in play, but I think you're plenty happy with that. I don't think that matters all that much.
No, I don't think that matters much. I mean, if the even goes, he gets to find an ESO, but there's still a rule of law in place. So, okay, we're gonna look at the top 4. Give the deck a quick shuffle.
Little shuffle action, okay. About it. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, I don't know, these fetches ever working. If it hits, it's such high upsides. You might as well, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it seems like among the lower impact things on the battlefield that you could do, but might be fine to just go ahead and do. I haven't done the risk benefit analysis on it, and I'm not going to. It just does not matter that much.
Okay.
That's the Phyrexian Revoker that we know definitely was coming down.
Sick robot in chat, also enjoying the return of Thrasios activations to our stream. Haven't seen too many manual activate Thrasios wins in our pods we've watched today, but this one looking like it very well might be.
This one is sitting in we're sitting in a very demanding position where we get to live this lifestyle. And
this life, it's a lifestyle.
It's a
lifestyle.
Listen, if we're still holding on to Thrasios activation, and this time is a lifestyle, good sir.
Okay, all right, I'm about it. I'm about the Thrasios lifestyle. Okay. We should make that a shirt, Ashani. I don't know. We'll get Mike on the business here.
Get him on the horn. Let's
Thrasios isn't a card, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. There we go. Well, we're done it. New Merc.
All right, yeah. We'll get Mike on it as soon as we can. No stress.
All right, so
we have untapped, and I don't even know when we're doing stuff. Ball is just taking all of the game actions, which I will tell you I am a big fan of. Now I go about it a very different way, as I didn't even get a good look at that one. I think it was
Mystic Remora, I think.
Mystic Remora, sure. A big fan of taking all the game actions. More in a storm flavor than in this kind of manner, but Ball definitely taking advantage of Seedborn Muse and the time clock in its entirety, as he just takes every game action this game, and most of them entail activate Thrasios.
Yes.
But you know what? Good for him. You know, good for him.
I want to play a full 90 minutes of activated Thrasios.
Oh, I know you do.
I know you do. And watch. I want you to watch me doing it too while I enjoy myself.
It's just a sick pleasure in making people watch you just move cards around from battlefield top, bottom. The scry is almost insult to injury. Like, yeah, I'm gonna think about this real quick before I make a decision. Oh, okay. I guess I'll take the card.
Yeah. I want this to land more.
So savage. Man.
Oh my goodness.
Just like watch me win and watch me agonize over just the most minute sliver of percentage points while I do it. Just really just does it for some people, as we see.
Absolutely.
Fendor and Elves doing its filter thing potentially here. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. A little bit of shortcut to do is a little bit of that filter action. I don't even know how many activations we're up to this turn. Each blue representing 2. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, plus 6 mana, 18 mana, plus looks like 1 additional, 2 additional, 1 additional. So like 19 mana. So we're approaching 5 activations a turn.
My goodness.
Oh no, I forgot to Fendor straight up. Yeah, never mind. We have actual 5 activations a turn right
currently.
now.
Yes.
If we want it. Pretty good. 5 cards every single turn. That's pretty good. 1 Thrasios activation, not it. 5 a turn, it.
Seems like we're getting a little update in chat here. There's an accepted 1 and Kenan Coakley out of the finals. Accepted, taking it down. Okay,
taking it down. Accepted. We'll see him in top 4. Somebody that played our last Mox Masters didn't quite make the elimination rounds, if I remember correctly.
No,
but I think he had a good run. Did he make the top 16?
I don't think he made the top 16, but he came back with a vengeance. Swords. Okay, We found the
Alright,
removal.
Swords to plowshares. All right. Well,
Your Phyrexian Revoker can resolve, good sir.
yeah, absolutely. Phyrexian Revoker was threatening to shut down the Thrasios engine, and Ball says absolutely not. I will now find my Swords to plowshares, and I have exactly had it with your
No, I appreciate it. Thank
your
you.
Revoker BS. Thank you
I'd like to
very
comment
much.
on that said.
All right, now we have
Like,
to
if you
hope
bring 4 damage at
that
you.
the other blue, the freedom has interaction
2, 1, 2, 3.
for the swords.
Yeah,
That's where we are.
but it's awkward to try to protect because, like, wait, what does that get you? Like, where are you going with this? Okay, you stop the swords. Great. Thrasios is stopped.
You are here to stop the oppressor, sir. There's nothing else. He's oppressing
He
the
already
game of
has like
Magic.
9,000 cards in hand. We already have like another mana outlet on the table.
Well,
Like,
actually, I think the Windswept also
protecting the swords.
just
I mean, you
wanna-
probably have to do it, but like, you don't even feel like this is you're winning. You're not
That
getting
was,
anywhere.
I just want to throw
Waffles.
stones at his castle.
Or
Let me be. I just want to throw stones at it. It doesn't matter if the stones hit. It doesn't do any damage.
What
to it,
needs to
but that's
happen
okay.
is Freedom Waffle needs to cast a Toxic Deluge
tapped.
or Lisby
Because
and have the other player protected. That's what needs to happen. And that's like step one.
That's step one. That's fair. Okay, so we found a land of the top 4 of the fetch.
We got a bunch of just like absolute sick animals in our Twitch chat. They're like, wow, we need more stacks pieces. But no,
no, not a fan.
I don't like stacks pieces, Ashani. Do you know why?
What
Causes this where where you have one player who just gets to do all of the things and everyone else has to just sit there and watch.
It's okay.
I'm not about it, Ashani.
I'm-
At least
I'm
Nauseam gets the game over. We're done. You just flip all the magic cards. Whatever. I took 9,000 damage. I do not care. Thassa's Oracle Console, breach, blah, 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 blah. Like, okay, great. We're done. We can play another game. This, it's like, no, you're stuck here with me. I'm going to activate Thrasios
You're gonna
until I'm just
Yeah, you're
beside
right, 'cause
myself
he's
with
got a
cards,
million
mana,
things
whatever I
going on.
want.
He's got a lot of
Christmas
he's got a lot
land.
of
Look, it's
preferences.
December.
Let's get
Yeah.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
This
And he
man
has
is-
arrived with a Seaborn Muse on Ball's battlefield. Okay, so that is where we're at.
We're running out of room. That's where we are.
Yeah,
We're
board
running-
real estate is getting taxed here.
We're running out of room. My goodness
Yeah.
gracious.
No,
Oh goodness, yeah. Let me just pick up my pile of lands. Yeah, sure, whatever. I don't know. Here's my magic cards.
This is where I would be like just annoyed. I'm like, would you like to concede? I'm
I mean, we
okay.
keep playing. Like, I mean, look, I have creatures in play. I'm happy to activate. You know, we can keep playing. I'm cool with that.
Oh,
I'm
my
sad about
goodness.
that
We
camp.
can just sit here and I just don't. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. You have won the game. I don't need to see
I'm
a win
completely
con.
bought in on the
Your
game
win
plan
con is
right
on board. It's okay.
All right, Lisby. Let's see what you got. You got. I
need
think
to be a
we're in
deluge.
Lisby's turn.
Those wins, those slow roll
We're
is
good.
slap the
Okay.
deluge.
Yeah, we're just.
All right, Lisby is
GG.
allowed to draw. You are allowed to draw. No activations of anything. We're here. We're drawing.
I believe that is the.
All right.
Yep.
Now what?
Bloodstained
Alright.
Mire pass.
Well,
Tapped. Black
Oh,
red land.
pass? Oh.
Go.
Okay, so no
Yeah.
Sanchez activation. And
All right, so
Priestess is-
does
We
this
start
Dothy
spinning.
accomplish anything? Like, if we go swords, target Revoker, we get it under the Dothy. Do we swords targeting Seedborn Muse? Does that get us somewhere?
Jeez. It breaks a window, I guess. I don't know if it gets us anywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, like, there's already so much mana in play with, you know, Gaia's Cradle and all these lands. You almost just like, it's almost just sugar having the Muse in play now, right?
Right.
Turn 3.
So I think do we activate Kidden?
Oh, I
Right?
have. I'm just used to it a little bit later.
Uh,
Okay, I think Ball's trying to
not-
let's give him a
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna play the swords to plowshares. Have to imagine that one's targeting
Can't do this
Revoker.
faster.
I think I do like this sequencing here. I think I just want to kind of swords the Revoker, see what happens, and then like from there decide on my activations. Because I hate to spend all my mana on
Yeah.
Keita and be like, I break. I just kind of want to cast the sword. It's still my best line. Like you want to lead off with the cheapest one.
Yeah, agreed.
I think it will resolve. So I mean,
So we'll see. Know
What is
exactly
on
what the
freedom?
table has to say about this. I mean, the source of plowshares is something I feel you have to interact with, like in some way. Like either letting it happen, then like Dothying before other things can happen, maybe is good
Tabletop.
enough.
I have
but
the deflecting
I would like to see it like countered and then activated, and like maybe we target like either Muse or Keaton or whatever makes the most sense. I don't really know. There's a lot of other context involved.
What about this option? Just say I've done well. I made it to the top 16, and
you're such a quitter. You're such a quitter. Look, here's deflecting SWAT. Look at that.
We did it.
Look at that. Wow. Let's go. Now we can have our cake and eat it too. We can swords this, swords that. Everywhere we swords, get out of here.
So we
out of here.
Swords the Finhorn nose.
And it also protects.
There's no way we're swords the Finhorn nose. But we're swords in the seedboard muse. Get out of here.
We're swords in the seedboard. It's okay.
We're swords in the seedboard muse. There's no way we're targeting the Finhorn nose.
It's not a quitter attitude. Listen,
it is a quitter attitude. Just, I don't want to play anymore. Look at all this. There's game actions to be taken.
Game actions be taken. Okay. Now, if you tell me that Ball doesn't win this game, color me surprised. But game actions are a thing, and we're here to play Magic.
It's ticking down. If Ball can't assemble an actual kill over the next few turns, maybe that mana crypt damage starts to look real.
Not maybe. It's looking real here.
Well, the Revoker stops kind of all of it. So
well, there's an Archon in place, so not much of a song to have. Maybe we're just thinking of where we put it in. And I think the answer is just always Muse.
Good, and then we can.
We'll actually wait.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't feel like this free from the real and Finhorn elves just only filters mana. So I feel like we don't really care that much about the Keenan thing unless we can find a way to pick this up. And it looks like the discussion here is between the Keenan and the Seedboard Muse. Without any other context, I'm a big fan of hitting the Seedboard Muse. I mean, the Keenan does represent a lot of mana. I think the Muse is more mana over turns, but the Keenan maybe has like a backdoor to go infinite. But I think you have to pick up this free from there. Or have some way to filter your green mana into blue mana, which I don't even know what that would even look like to be done in an infinite context. So it seems like Seedborn to me, but I'm sure the table is going to do a lot of table talking. We're going to see what we can figure out, as it looks like we are going to float a bunch of green mana in response and let it happen. And it does do a good job of hitting that Seedborn Muse. Going to get exiled, not under Dothy. So important to distinct those cards at the top above Keenan, exiled under Dothy with the void counter on them. The cards underneath the graveyard there, not. And a Beseju Channel, the follow-up, targeting. I mean, I have to imagine this is the Revoker, right?
Yeah, you will not deny me my Thrasios activation. You will not.
That's pretty good one to have here. It's pretty good.
Pretty strong. Pretty strong.
Works underneath the Archon.
Now, is there a second deflecting swap? Definitely cannot come from Comedian.
From Ian, potentially?
No,
He doesn't have the mana.
Ian played the spell. Ian played the spell for turn also. It was the Revoker. No. I'm lying. This is Lisby's turn.
Yeah. We're still on Lisby's end step, I believe. And Lisby chose to play nothing. And so the deflecting swat does count as their one spell for their turn. And kind of hard to figure out exactly where we're at here.
All right, and now we're back on the end step with 3 green floating.
We're going to go grab a basic plains with the Beseju. That does enter untapped.
We're back to...
And we are still on end step. And we have some thinking to do potentially. Mana to spend on Thrasios activations. It looks like that's where we are. No breaks on the Thrasios train.
No breaks on the Thrasios train.
All right. Here we go. More stuff to do.
Okay,
I hope you like watching me activate Thrasios, because I'm going to do it. Sleeves rolled back. Big fan. Keep firing it up. This is just magic as Garfield intended. Just activate stuff. Yeah, here, sure. Command tower. Why not? All right. Yep. Use that mana too. We go down to 1. Yeah, sure. Activate Thrasios.
Delicious magic.
1 from the Gaia.
Is that one stay on? Yeah.
Delicious to someone. I'm not sure to who, but delicious to someone.
To all the Thrasios players out here who has missed this kind of magic. Oh, we're checking mana? Okay, please. Let the man be free. This is not the time to police him on math.
Absolutely not.
There's
so much time for Thrasios activation. So much room for activities.
Let him make game actions. Let the man be.
And so we shall, as we take a look and find Bloom Tender gonna find its way to the hand. Now that one a little bit better with a freed from the real, but the freed from the real already deployed.
Well, we have cards. We can kill the Finhorn Elves, right? Play a Savines. Buy back the free, put it on the Bloom Tender. There's lines.
It looks like we're indicating here blue, make 4 green. That is going to allow us to activate again. Oh, whatever. We're just going to do this a lot of times. I don't know what we're doing here.
We're activating Thrasios, sir. That's all you need to keep up with.
That's all I need to know. We're activating Thrasios.
Activating Thrasios.
Sure. Why not? So I ask you, I ask the table, how much longer are they looking to suffer things? I guess if you know where to be tonight, maybe this is like where you want to be, but this feels approaching unbeatable.
So now you're with me now. We're saying the critter attitude has
at the point all the removal happened and we're still activating Thrasios 9,000 times. I am with you. All right, like I'm gonna give the players a chance to do something. But at some point, you have to say, all right, look, my chances of winning this game are just not there.
I can just see to the future, and when I
maybe
saw
ball screws it up. You know, we're in top 16. A lot of competitive players. It's been a long day though, so you never know.
It's been a long day. I think if you're looking at fatigue, strong strategy. I can agree with.
It's not irrelevant. I mean,
I agree. If that's the strategy, I'm here for it. We're on tapping with all. Okay, here we go.
Just no further effects. All right, I'm gonna tap on my lands. I wonder how close we are. I think we're at like half the mana base, right? Like, there's no way there's that many lands left in the deck. 1 rolled.
Okay, so we took 3. That was 13. Yeah. Okay. I think Mana Crypt is a real MVP here if we lose this game.
Yeah, Mana Crypt. Yeah, Mana Crypt would be the downfall, I suppose. Once again, there's still a Bruce hanging out, but I guess there's not really very many Bruce targets. I don't know, man. It's tough to spend your 1 spell on Bruce, especially with no Seedborn Muse left.
True. There's no more untapped shenanigans. This is the turn to put the dub in, drive it in.
Let's see. We're moving some permanents around. See if Ball's interested in making kind of any move at all here. I mean, I feel like deploying the Bloom Tender is like the floor. If we're talking about game actions that can be taken this turn, Bloom Tender being deployed seems fine. I don't know. There's got to be something better. We've activated this like so many times. Ball done a great job this game, making Archon of Emeria very much do his work for him as he just activates Thrasios to his heart's content.
I think that play with the Sacrif was the where this game definitely mattered. Okay, so 4 mana. All right.
Bruce, it's time. Bruce.
All right,
the farming has begun. This is a real farm deck. Farming the players. Farming on the plow here with whatever Bruce with the big ox. This is what farm is peak. This is peak farm. Whatever Tim is doing, I don't know. I don't care. No, this is farming.
I did not expect to see a Bruce here.
Oh, you see a Bruce Tarl.
So Bruce is gonna target Kinnan and swing
Ian,
for.
I guess. I mean, go at Ian, gain some life. Here we are.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, attacking and blocking, Ashani. It's what the game's about. Attacking and blocking. It doesn't matter. All roads lead to the same place. The illusion of choice. Drawing cards, stacks pieces, turbo. It's all attacking and blocking. It's all that matters. Truly magic, Scarfield intended.
So we go to combat, swing, gain 4, pass.
Double strike life like Keenan indeed. 4 life. That's not going to necessarily outpace the mana crypt. It's going to make it hard to die to them, though, on average. Like, you could get unlucky. I guess it does outpace, right? Because your average is 1.5 per mana crypt per turn.
Yeah.
So, like, 3 per turn versus 4 per turn or whatever, technically works in your favor. I don't know. I have to imagine we're going to assemble some blocks on that Keenan eventually. But for the time being, that is not the case, as we are trudging along in our competitive EDH game This is very competitive.
On the end
We
step,
are-
Ian has game
Oh,
action.
going?
16
Okay, yeah,
game
yeah,
actions
I'm
at the end step of Ball. Spell already played for the turn is Ball. Is Archivist of Ogma going to enter play? Another creature to block. Doesn't block Keenan with double strike too well, but at least assembles a task force of attackers. If our plan is to kill Ball with combat damage, which seems to be the best route to go at the moment.
He's got a big hand.
Agreed.
Just give him a minute.
Yeah, and that does matter too because we've got.
Alright,
the
so
Dusty
we
is gonna
went to
be-
combat.
Mm.
Ogma came in.
Yeah, the
So
I think we're
losers
moving to
do a
end step.
lot.
Big way. So
I
there's a
think
lot of
I think we're in
distance.
end step. I think we're maybe looking at cleanup for Ball.
Okay.
Jesus.
I'm just grateful that we're not doing a whole bunch of end tapping
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh my god, that's
Mm.
SWAT thing.
Still doing some
Well,
cleanup
like,
decisions.
I
It's
had
a lot of
it,
cards
and
going to be
then someone
lost
was
to
like,
the
wait,
cleanup
wait,
step,
no,
but
Chuck.
have to imagine that doesn't
That was,
actually matter too much. Is this game once again not really about cards necessarily, more about the mana production?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I agree.
These are already going there. It's gonna help me.
As we see a
So-
bunch of cards added to the Dothy pile, not building up the graveyard. Looks like Noble Hierarch, Lotus Petal, maybe Mystic Remora potentially.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Some tough decisions here.
Neoform. Yeah, I mean, Neoform already kind of dead with the Even Mind Sensor and Artifice of Ogma in play.
Bloom Tender.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
No
6,
Bloom
7.
Tender. So not interested in trying to like find a way to like chain a vapor this freed from the real or whatever. Not really interested in doing that thing. We'll see what Ball decides to do to win this game here.
Freedom Waffle gets a turn.
cast this,
I think we're just trying to Ristic Study. Okay.
Yeah, Ristic Study.
Responses.
Not
Maybe
the
a little
worst.
late to the party.
Yeah, maybe a tad late, but
Maybe
not the worst.
sorry I'm late, guys. Yeah, it's I mean, it's a powerful card. I think, honestly, truthfully, even in this moment, I still think it's one of the most powerful cards in CDH. But yeah, that is
One
that is
spell
not
a
going to get the
turn,
job done
and
here.
one spell a turn. Maybe we're not paying for it. Maybe we get there.
I
Okay,
normally would never
okay.
make this deal.
So we have.
Yes, let's
can
do it.
assemble.
Is
Is it Winota time yet? I mean, we've really
We
seen
have to.
Ian be incredibly patient with like deploying Winota. Been a lot of problems with deploying it thus far. Is it Winota time yet? I mean, I feel like that's one of the best ways to steal this game from out from under Ball, right? As Winota going onto the stack here.
Yeah, because this is just 3 triggers. Because there's no humans in play.
Yeah, yes, correct. Ogma, once again, I think it's like
A halfling cleric.
Yeah, halfling
Yeah.
cleric. There you go.
No,
And of course, Aven Mind Sensor is like the bird wizard.
Wizard,
And then
yeah.
I think Archon's just an Archon. So no humans in play. 3 triggers worth quite a bit. I mean, especially if you can find like double strike.
Oh,
There's like a
yeah, but I
universe where Ball could just like
You're right,
die.
Deluge color.
Ooh.
But the hits would have to be
Also,
really
I feel,
good.
but I just think that
Deluging
It
at some
could
point.
be good. I
you've been
mean,
drawing so many cards.
already. So first step, does it resolve?
6.
Yeah, I mean, surely resolving is the first step. I can't imagine anybody but Ball interacting with this Winota. I mean, if they do, I guess. I don't know. I feel like you need
Pass
Ian to kill Ball. So yeah, we're gonna see Ball. Take a look at the hand here.
Is this?
And it looks like there's some table talk. Ian trying to convince the table to protect Winota, and if so, everything's coming
Wait,
at Ball. I like this play. I think
what?
that's what's correct.
Yeah,
The-
that's
You have entered the combat step?
Okay.
Nuh-uh.
All right. We were
What?
calling this game over, and this is why you don't get a defeatist mentality. I mean, 3 Winota triggers is worth a whole lot here.
that's insane.
What is happening?
Yeah. I mean,
Winota triggers are happening. And maybe some responses. Ball reaching for mana.
You should have responded in.
I mean, yeah, like the question is how many counter spells that actually work. Does
Well,
Ball
we
have access
have
to?
removal though.
I'm just
True.
really afraid of a match.
Yeah.
I know. I was
Okay.
that too.
Swords of Posture has already been used. So I don't know how much more we have.
Swords,
Swords, Rift has already been used.
March of the Swirling Mist, maybe a resculpt, maybe
Me
a
or
chain of
okay,
vapor.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, like if you
There's
dice,
no
like the
way
blue mana
this
versus the
part
green mana,
of
it's way
Winona
better.
should have happened
Right.
when you're at 17 life.
Just
Yeah, it's a
uh,
little risky to let Winona do really anything at all here. But I mean, with the threat of the table just defending this Winona so that you die, I mean, this is very much a game of arch enemy, right? Like you've taken all the game actions all game.
Yeah, let them defend it. That's where you're at, right?
Yeah.
Was there
I
a
think
world
so.
where he tried to politics the Darcy to? No, he wouldn't be that bold, would he?
I don't know. I mean, I don't put anything past Ian at this point. I've seen him do the impossible, and he's looking to do the impossible here, trying to steal this game out from underneath Ball's clutches.
blue.
As we have some Winona triggers potentially going on the stick.
Blue.
It's hard to tell.
Blue.
There's a
lot of mana being tapped here.
Green,
Court of Calling?
For the top
million?
4 of your library and give Ian a card?
And for green, and I'm
and use your 1 spell? Like Hullbreaker Horror is the most appealing thing to me, but it's only a 7/8 blocker. It doesn't really accomplish a whole lot else because you can't play another spell.
Same priority on the attacks, I guess. On the thingies.
That's a lot of mana. Oh, we just floated mana because maybe it hit Magus. Okay. Sure.
Okay. I mean, that you have to use that mana before you go to blockers. Like, this is tough.
This happened. This blows my mind that this actually happened.
Okay. All right. Hold. Ian, taking a look at some cards, potentially with some options here. Normally, they either slam the cards on bottom or they slam the one thing in play. It's when they stop and think that you're in a little bit of trouble, because that means there is options.
This is terrifying. Okay. I will never be a quitter. This game.
Never again. You're a changed man.
I'm a changed man if this is happening. That's a Riona? Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. Riona. Which makes copies of things.
There's
later on. Megas the Moon. There it is.
Okay, he expected this.
Yeah, Gaze Cradle no longer in action, but also all the white removal spells turned off. Also attacking Ball. Magus also attacking. Everything's attacking Ball. Ball is getting attacked with everything as Ian taking a look once again. And that's a brick. Okay.
Yeah, there was some good cards in that pile. So the whole team coming at Ball, right?
Yeah, I believe everything. The whole squad coming at Ball. Indestructible for the Magus and the Riona. I have to imagine this Archivist is a pretty easy block. Everything else gets a lot harder to block.
So before we move to blocks, we have to use this mana.
Yes, that is correct.
He says we're gonna go to blocks.
I'm passing priority.
Yay. We'll see what Ball's interested in doing with this leftover mana. Again, no spells played for Ball yet. Ian has used his 1 spell for turn, but the other 2 players do still have their spells available and are probably very interested on Ball dying.
I would be interested in Ball dying too. Okay. All right. I'm here. I'm locked in.
Yeah, you're in. Look at this. Play to your ounces, Shotty. We have magic to play. Just because one person's capitalizing. Endurance, the spell for turn, that one can get flashed in and reach. I think worth quite a bit.
Reach, okay.
At this point, with flyers threatening to come in and do some damage. So
what's the worst thing here? He wants to even gone?
Maybe the Archon. Is it time for the Archon to go? You have more spells than everybody else.
Seems good.
Shuffle your graveyard.
Yeah, I don't want a deck. Come on.
True.
We got Thrasios activations to get to, Ashani. Once all this is settled, we have unfinished business with our Thrasios.
By Winona, honestly.
Well, yeah. Like, there's a point where protecting Winona.
So we made a lot of blue, because I think we're going to put that into the free.
I mean,
right.
And
give us our last hoorah of powered up activations.
With Magus out, you also have a.
Hey, Paul, what do you want to block?
are we in the
Well,
tank?
let's have
Where are
the
we?
tank priority.
Okay, Ian
pass
with
priority
some
on
hand movements. We're in the tank for something.
Big hand movements, fan.
If I
Yeah.
suppose
A lot
that
of
I have
talking.
fastest priority, I will
It's
use
Lisby's
blue
priority. Do we
blue.
have priority skip?
No.
It is
Sorry, what?
It's
If you-
Lisby's priority on movement to blocks. It's not yours. If you don't want to react now, it's
Says
fine. I understand.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna pass.
What are we
priority, yeah.
okaying though?
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Are we changing?
an activation.
Oh. Did he make more money if you do it the other way?
I think so. Let me level with you, Shani. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. There's a lot of talking that we're not privy to here.
I agree, but
right?
okay, so he's not doing the freed.
Not doing the freed thing.
Okay.
Basalt monolith added.
We're on the basalt. So I think with that said,
Because we want to put damage on him, and if he
oh,
gets
does
him,
Ian talk him into swords in the endurance
how
if
much
he
damage are we
blocks
pushing
the
right now?
Archon?
You can pass priority, see if he has.
I mean, I have no idea. I have to imagine
Well, you
that,
just
you know,
activate
Ian's got to
it,
sell a
right?
Swords to Plowshares off that Dothy pretty
Yeah.
hard here.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
there's
he's
a
going to be
neural
pretty devastated
freed.
with his board state and
Um,
also just stop
So
some
how much
damage from
are we
coming across.
pushing right now?
So
We
we'll see
need,
if Lisby's
2,
interested in
4,
cooperation here.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I don't know if it favors you or not. It might just be, you know, you die to Ian instead of dying to Ball if you let Ian just have his way with everything. But at the same time, as it stands, you're not beating Ball in the heads up. So
No, I don't agree, but at the end of the day, Ball has a lot of red matter and not a lot of green. So I think maybe
astute.
Yeah,
Astute
right. So I'm like,
observation.
okay, he makes infinite mana.
Okay.
Put it into well,
Thrasios, all your lands come into play. What else do we got? Is that it?
I guess
mean, we have those spells.
I guess Finale's still online because Finale just used the 2 green that you have.
Do we have Final Fortune in the list? Maybe we can draw all but like the last card in our deck
Good
on
fair.
somebody's turn and then Final Fortune.
You
And
think
then
this list is playing Final Fortune? I'm not here to.
I don't know, Sean.
I don't
I am
know.
asking
I don't know.
you. You are the Thrasios activation expert. here
Oh,
at the table.
easy.
That I am simply the boneheaded ad nauseum player who would be getting his face punched in at this table.
This game, I have no idea what you're
Just
talking about.
let me take a look see here.
I mean,
Sorry, I'm sandbagging hard, and I apologize for soaking up time.
Can I say something as well?
Yeah, of course.
Do we?
Figure out
No.
with
Let me
land set,
send a
you're going
message to
get
the
rid of
teal real quick.
Magus
Oh, maybe
inside
Noah.
that, and once
Noah got me.
you, like, just like
We
battle
had
each
this
other.
argument
No?
already, but the once you're dead part is the important part of what I'm saying here, because you're not dead and you're presenting a Lepo win here. And I understand that we're trying to focus on like 6 steps ahead, but if we punt right now because we want to focus 6 steps ahead to a later game that we're never going to get to, then what's the point?
Sure, I'm just saying that Kinnan might solve both of those problems.
You know, there's this. I just want to have a same meta because so far it's just all 3 of you like.
You're good.
Okay.
I don't know.
So
what do you
we
think, Wispy?
so we made the 3 blue. We made the
Honestly,
activation. Hit
my
the.
gut is saying I
But we
wanna stay,
haven't
like,
moved
stick
to
in the
block. I
game.
think we're
Yeah,
still in that.
I think we're still waiting on
feel like I
blocks. There's
use
still a lot
this
of talking
right
about
now.
blocks. Apparently, there's like a
understand
removal
your
spell in
argument,
Wispy's
I get
hand.
it.
I mean, we know about the Swords to Plowshares underneath the
but,
Dothy. So, like,
getting locked on a
I mean,
Magus
I don't know. This
wouldn't-
is a tough
I
spot here.
don't
We need to
come back at all,
start lining up
and I know what
blocks
I'm
here,
gonna be doing on my
though.
next turn, so I think I'm okay with
Lot
letting it go.
of discussion being had here.
Last thing, we won't have necessarily another chance other
Oh,
than right
no.
now when
Nope.
our swords can't be countered.
Let's move this one over here.
Dothy
Let's
will not
see.
be a deterministic thing. This is like only you and I can cast spells this turn. That's the last thing I'm saying.
Is
Right,
there
but on
a
my
final
turn, I will
fortune?
cast spells,
That's a
so
negative,
the-
good sir.
But it can be
Oh,
countered.
Final Fortune could be pretty important
about we
here.
make
Not being able to
some
steal a turn at instant speed.
Yeah.
Gonna be tough. Players doing a lot of conversating. Chad has a little more access to
What do we know that he's got in hand?
the
You know what?
politics of this game than
Basalt
we
wins
do,
on
but
spells.
have to imagine there's a lot. And I think that's what it's going to take. And I hate to say that because I would love to see this game move along. Let's move to blockers. Let's get it done with. But if someone other than Ball is going to win this game, I have to imagine it involves a lot of cooperation, a lot of politics, and maybe a little bit of some misplays, which
this is gonna give you
very easy to do.
Um,
If you are someone with
Unless
a
you have a
silver
dark side,
tongue.
you are never going to cast anything color.
Yeah, but like, so
I know, that's why
we
I'm having a
figured
hard
that
time
this
with
source
it.
would
Alright,
come into
let's-
play
Um,
eventually.
how-
But I
let me correct
think
you,
I
Hannah.
want
We have
blockers
my last
declared
question.
first.
I think just the
Have
same.
we reached that step yet? I think when blockers are declared, then you cast the swords.
Okay, I'm gonna waffle. I'm
I
gonna
mean,
think
maybe
that-
if you want to push damage on
I'm
Ball's
gonna-
life total,
yeah.
though, like, maybe you just can't
Reality.
do that.
No, you can't. I
Casting a
don't think you
sword
put Ian
slash
in a
your
very
target
good
Keenan.
position if you do that
The what?
before.
Right.
The Keenan, right? That's what we're wanting to hit.
Endurance.
The endurance. Oh, the endurance. Sorry, the endurance.
So okay,
yes.
we're
Okay.
cracking
You
the
can ask
Dothy.
the judge if you.
Cracking the
Sure,
Dothy.
I'll go on.
See if we can get a confirmation of what we're going to
Easy.
target. Swords
If you
targeting
can.
So you're in the
Keenan
middle of targeting.
is the play.
We're like, we were in
for
the middle of the
Lisby.
scrying thing. We were in the middle
Wait,
of the decision.
maybe
is that the final
not.
decision?
I think we're still thinking about it. As with any of these decisions, there's still a little bit of conversation to be
Can I
had.
say something?
Absolutely.
Maybe gonna finally go
So
after
in my
this
point of view, there
endurance
was a sword,
judge call coming up. There
and then there
is
was extra information
a lot
from
of
Ian
nuance to
changed
this
the
particular
target.
game.
I would, if the target is changed, I would ask the judge.
Get a
if there's-
confirmation here
there's a
from
possibility not to be reworked,
our people
and,
a
because
little
there's
more
extra
privy to the
information, not
conversation
looking
about
at
exactly what's being
the
targeted with
on
what.
the thing.
I think we've all spent a lot of time talking about this turn cycle
Hmm.
and this conversation.
Looks like we're talking to a judge now.
Yes.
We'll see exactly how the judge
think
rules.
that
There was a lot of
What are we
confusion.
talking about the judge for?
I
we
think
were in the
maybe
middle
we were
of
initially
and people
said Keenan
time
and then wanted to
as
change to
tried to
endurance after some
have
discussion,
everyone say,
and
"Okay,
Ball
we're
does
all
not
done
want that to happen.
speaking,
I think
I
is what
agree.
is going
I
on.
agree. I agree with that. I think Ball definitely wants the endurance in play because it removes the Archon. And if it removes the Archon, he gets to play as a
Basically just win, right? Yeah, like I don't know what it looks like, but I have to imagine with all these cards in hand, all these options with Thrasios, that eventually we're going to assemble a win.
And then Ian popped in.
So I definitely agree. If the target was declared Kinnan, I think he should be held to that.
Targeting, right?
We'll see. I mean, it depends on exactly how it was declared Keenan, because it could have been said like Keenan as like a consideration thing, like he has to specifically say something as final as I'm targeting Keenan or whatever, and then give people a chance to respond so there's information gained. If he's sitting there waffling on it, that's totally fine.
It's probably no different than the scry.
Well, the
where you
Dothy
almost
has
bomb
been
and you change your mind and
sacrificed
put
though.
back
That
the
part I
target
don't
again.
think we roll
Like,
back to, unless we're telling the judge what's going on.
Yeah, you're just telling the judge what's going on.
Yeah.
Just making sure you're clear about exactly what was said and exactly what order. Makes sense. I think.
Sure. Go ahead.
I think he should be allowed to retarget endurance as long as he didn't give Ball a chance to respond or whatever. If he was like Keenan, no wait, endurance, like something as quick as that, I think you're fine. But if like you're like Keenan and then Ball's like okay, then yeah, we're gonna roll it back. And it looks like endurance is going to hit the exile zone. 3 life coming for Ball. Gonna go to 20. That's gonna save Comedian's Flyers from the spell played for Ball this turn. We are still in combat, if you remember. A lot has happened since then. We're talking about a lot of cards here on the left side of the screen, but we are in the bottom right player's turn as we are attacking. Winota Triggers brought forth a Ryona and a Magus, and those are indestructible. The rest is not. We will see what blockers look like.
3, 4, and
So I
6,
think
1,
you
2,
just
2. I'll put
you
Bruce in front of
free.
the 2/2.
Man, this is rough. So Bruce goes in front of the Magus, and you take is Ryona 3 or 2?
I have I would like to move.
I don't know.
I think
Yep.
is a 3, 4.
4. So thick.
So you take 2, 4, 7.
Yeah, 7
Of the
indeed.
Magus?
Ball is down to 13.
This is why I was
Maybe
upset
we're
with
within
on
reach as a tapped Bayou coming to play for Lisby. We'll see if we have a spell as a follow-up.
using the Dothy.
Looks like we might. 6 mana is quite a lot. And Kiki Jiki deployed.
Yeah.
That might be the saddest Kiki
Yeah,
I've seen.
pass.
It's not the best Kiki I've seen. Not even getting in the red zone with haste. A little not great. Not
Mary
great.
Gone out of
just a 5-mana 2/2. Overpaying for a gray ochre, I'd argue.
do 2 things.
We do get confirmation here that it was just a simple misspeak.
Oh
so
my goodness, is that a
endurance was going to be fine.
stonks?
Dockside Extortionist.
That
A
makes
card found.
not a lot, actually.
Not a lot. I mean, post Rift, it's kind of hard pressed to have Dockside make a lot of mana, right?
Dockside makes one. Side types.
My bad.
Yeah, quite. And that one's quickly going to bottom. Swan Song going to hand. So there's a little bit of protection, but still under one spell a turn.
He
Gonna be
needs
tough to
removal.
use that to defend a win or anything. As we go back to Ball's turn, rolling, that looked like damage to me. That looks like double damage.
It took 6 here. Aye.
And down to 7. Now suddenly Ian's attack force here looks real. And with Ball already using his Rift, I mean, what other sweepers are there? Do we have a delayed blast fireball or something?
So we have, give you a quick rundown. Oh, no, let me. We have March. We have March of the Swirling Mist.
All right, so we have March of Swirling Mists. Do we have a way to make blue mana at all right now?
Do we?
I think the answer is no.
No, I think the dark
we
side,
have red, green, and colorless.
The dark side can filter into double blue because of the kitten.
Right, because there's one treasure.
No, like we're just all
That's
okay.
it.
Sorry.
After all this
Yeah.
talk about
That is
Okay.
it. So one treasure gives you double blue, but that's your spell for
Maybe I should
turn.
articulate
And we have a
that
basalt
is why I
monolith we
was
know about.
saying
Correct.
I mean, but like
A lot of pieces of the puzzle
I
here.
think, I honestly think that Ball might be running out of juice.
I mean, it's impressive given how much Ball has going on. I mean, look at all this mana, look at all these lands, look at all these cards, and Basalt Monolith appears to be going on the stack. But I mean, with all of these things, saying you're running out of juice is hard pressed. And Force of Will pitching what looks to be Mystical Tutor, targeting the Basalt Monolith. No second spell allowed to be played for Ball. That one's gonna hit
my goodness.
the graveyard. That one did get put with Dothy cards, but it should not be. That one is in graveyard.
Are you telling me Ball is gonna lose this game?
It looks like maybe from here.
Don't say so. Okay, Bruce gave me.
All right, Bruce, double strike lifelink. That's gonna give us 6 life. But
Yeah,
I mean,
I played it.
Comedian has built up still a very impressive force.
The graveyard now, so there's no void piling.
And
void
you know,
pile,
we'll
yeah,
see
yeah.
exactly what's gonna happen here. But I mean,
Good
I've
catch.
seen Ian have some pretty lethal attacks off just a few triggers.
I need to go to the school of Ian.
You do need to go to the school of Ian. The guy just wins just all the time. It looks impossible to win, and he just wins. He just wins. He just doesn't lose. I don't know what to say. He just doesn't lose.
Man, there's a world. I don't know. Like I get it. The swords.
Again, 6, you 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This is even though we're taking our time. This is a very complicated board state. But this was a good game. I thought this game was wrapped up 8 turns ago.
Yeah, I mean, you and I were sitting here like just jovial, like, whatever, we should back it in, blah. And then, all of a sudden, Winota resolves. And I mean, that's the power of Winota, right? Like, it just doesn't matter when you cast the card. If it resolves and gets to do it, the game just swings immediately. The card is so powerful. Winota Joiner Force is a just unreal Magic card, and especially in the hands of an unreal player like Comedian. I just don't know what else to say. This is
okay. So hear me out. Is there a world where Lisby? No, he's under a Magus. I was like, is there a world where Lisby just slams a Felidar Guardian and wins? But he has no white.
Does he have a Zealous Conscripts?
Oh, is that?
That would do it.
You know,
I mean, that would just do it. That would just straight up do it. I mean, I would probably play the conscripts like first, since Kiichi has haste. We didn't do that, so I'm not optimistic, but maybe.
What I should have probably
Little
done.
Zealous
but
Conscripts.
Ian got to on top with
Might
this
be a
board
big
state.
part.
The Riona
regret it
copies a
later.
creature. So we're going to say he copies Avon. Makes an Avon swing the team again about.
That's a lot of triggers.
And
The
that's
problem is with the Magus,
4
like, I have
triggers.
other
That's a
stuff
lot of
that goes on,
damage.
but
What
the
is
Magus just shuts me completely
happening?
out, so it's like
All right, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. We're not there yet. Yeah, it looks like Zealous is in Lisby's deck. So yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe there's a universe where Comedian spends his entire turn just killing ball, and Lisby's like, "Cool, thanks." Untap Zealous Conscript, you're dead. That would be gas. That would be so sick. I'm kind of rooting for that now. I'm kind of about it. Just twin you. It's like it embodies everything that I do not like about Splinter Twin as a combo in general. It's just like you feel like that Indiana Jones scene where you're just like, doing all the sword stuff, and then Twin just blasts you, just like you're dead. Nice. Yeah. One of those Thrasius activations. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Kiki Jiki, you're dead. You're dead. You're dead.
We are entering the combat step. Any effects? Someone.
Anything at all? Any mouse spells?
Rio on the trigger?
Oh no. All right, Rio on a trigger. What do we have? I didn't even hear what was declared as a copy. I mean, maybe he missed it. I doubt it. It's Ian.
Ogma? No. He remembered. He remembered.
Yeah. All right.
Target Archon.
Yeah, it looks like he pointed at Archon. So we're gonna make an Archon of Emeria with Ryota.
This is
X1 plus the number of instance sorcerers you cast this turn. Yeah. So we didn't cast these spells. So we only make one. And yeah, here comes the squad. And just based on what's on board, I think Bull has to block out to live.
And what is happening? Someone tell me what
attack the combat step, Bashani. The combat
step that we've talked about all day today.
Big combat step fan. I mean, we talked about it over and over. It's like, look at this pod. All this card draw, all this stacks. That what matters? What matters in this game? Attacking and blocking. Attacking and blocking is what matters.
Where's Winota coming?
And here is exactly that. Looks like Winota might be coming at Waffle. Archivist of Ogma looks like it might be coming at Lisby. Everything else, that pile in the middle, appears to be going at Ball. And if I'm not mistaken, we have some triggers.
So we're looking for the professional face breaker.
I mean, we're looking for a ham sandwich. I don't anything that flies.
Man, listen, I saw the ham sandwich didn't get there. This man has built himself a castle and now he's in the trenches.
Savannah Lions would do it. I mean, there's just so much.
What are we talking about? Let the man flip his cards.
I mean, we've got this far. We've got this far. Let's flip some magic cards. Let's see what he has
flip
got.
The cards. What are we talking about? Here we go.
All right. Yeah, here we go. We're on to the good stuff. All right. So if Blade Story is revealed off of any of these 4 triggers, it's just got to be tough.
I think I saw a wreck. Don't tell me there was a wreck in that pile.
I mean, there's not enough humans, right? Are we short humans?
No, we are. Yeah,
there is Rick in the pile. I mean, it's a big attacker. We have, 2 other humans? 3 other humans? Oh, we might just have it. Because Rayon is a human, Vegas is a human, Winota's a human. Yeah, I think it does it right.
Oh my goodness.
That's
the first trigger, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we have 3 more. We just keep going. We're not done. We're having so much fun. Is that a granite polisher? Yeah, why not? I don't know. Oh man, Ian. I don't know how many times I need to watch this guy play and just watch him steal game after game that he looks like he has no business winning. His professional facebreaker does enter play with it's +2/+2. How many times do I need to do this? How many times do I need to sit in the booth and watch a master at work before I learn my lesson? That you should just be talking. Just talk. Just get the table on your side, and you can't lose. My God.
Did we whiff yet? No, we're not even whiffing.
No, we don't.
One more.
We whiff once. That's as much as Ian's willing to whiff. It stops there. As recruiter of the guard, gonna go ahead and do a little entering the battlefield. Remember, it is a human, so that's gonna get that little buff from Rick, which is in play. I don't know.
What are you doing? Activated? What are you expecting to find, good sir?
I don't know if we were activating before now. I don't know what we're looking for now.
What game actions? You know what? Take your game
actions.
Take your game actions.
It's game action time.
I thought your game action, the other game actions didn't matter. And here we are.
Oh my
So take your
God.
game action.
Sure. I mean, yeah, okay. All right, game actions. Big game actions fan.
Brainstorm.
Continue to be. Brainstorm.
Okay?
Awesome.
No blue mana. Can't play that one.
They can't cast that. Nope. We're gonna have to try again.
You might not want to lose life there. Might want to put back that Waterlog Grove. No? Okay.
It's under Blood Moon. Doesn't hurt.
Oh yeah, true.
But no ouchies.
I say
Springleaf Drum to hand.
okay. That could have helped.
Yep. Yeah, that one actually would have been a really good one.
That could have helped.
Filtering blue.
I don't think it's filtering blue. I think he's just tapping 4 lands.
Yeah, sure. Okay, Rejuvenating Springs.
Yeah,
doesn't do a whole lot. Non-basic fountain.
No more activations.
I think we are out of activations, and I think we might have one more. Do we have one more trigger from Comedian?
We have one more trigger from Comedian. Yes.
All right, sure, but we're searching, and we've cast no spells yet this turn, so not sure what Ian's looking for. Recruit of the Guard. I believe this one finds toughness 2 or less. Any creature, doesn't have to be a human. Creature, toughness 2 or less. Gonna find all Seed of Life's Bounty.
Yeah, I think
another production spell for Winota.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. Only way you're losing this game is if Winota is gone. So.
I mean, do you even need Winota much anymore? I mean,
it
puts the check mark, but like,
listen, if
you already have the biggest board by a lot.
If this last card is Blade Historian, just give this man the rest of the trophy for the rest of the year. Just call him the player of the year.
I have good news for you, Shadi. This is the last tournament of the year, so well, at least for us. So
okay, fair.
If he wins this one, he does get all the trophies.
Give him player of the year.
Although he needs to win this one and the next one, and we'll see. We'll see if the finals pod is as interested in cooperating with Ian's will as this pod has been.
We've seen him do it all day. Draneth. Okay. Freedom doesn't get to do anything. Cool.
I mean, Freedom, that's been the story of this game. Freedom doesn't get to do anything.
Freedom has saved the table with all his interaction spell.
Yeah. And his reward is just dying. Okay.
Bell, my good game, sir. Good game, Mr. Bell. That was. So I'm gonna say.
And Ball, I mean,
I want to say.
Sean, I don't know what to tell you, dude. I put him at the 99% to have the check mark. And this is what is awesome about cedh. Is I was like, I don't even know what a path to victory for anybody else looks like, but it involves playing Archenemy. And that is exactly what Comedian did. He got the whole table on his side, said, protect my Winota, I'm killing Ball. And he's good to his word. But yeah, okay, rest of the table, beat this. Okay, he killed Ball. Yeah, awesome. Super. Thumbs up. Beat this.
You listen, what I'm about to say is going to ruffle a little feathers.
Okay.
Because this man had put at least 10 Strassios activation on the stack, and he still lost the game. What is happening right now?
I think you're under half. I think he put over 20 on the stack. I mean, he was doing 5 a turn.
See, let Seaboard Muse die. That is what I'm trying to say at the end of the day. Let it die. It's not the way. But he made top 16. Good run for Bao. He made it to the top 16 of a very big tournament. And he did well.
Seed is the spell for turn. The copy's going to go away. All right, Lisby, I ask you, how many copies of Zealous Conscripts are in your hand?
That is a good question.
If the answer is less than 1, you're in a lot of trouble. And the draw step coming for Lisby. All right, Lisby, takes a quick look. What do you got?
Was that Dothy? You should have stuck with me.
I feel like if we had, don't slow roll us. If you have it, you have it. You know,
just slam it.
All right, look, is this good enough?
It's in the past. We can talk about it after. I'm not gonna
No, it's okay.
Any hand motion?
Come on.
Any hand motion Ian shows me, I just want to slap it. That's all I want to do. I don't want to listen to anything you have to say to me, sir. He passed the turn. He passed the turn.
Oh, he passed the turn. That is
good
less
game.
than 1 copy of Zealous Conscripts in hand. Is what that means.
Is it correct to say GG?
No. As we've learned from this game, it's not GG till it's GG.
Okay.
No defeatist, No quitting. We're not done yet. Toxic Deluge coming here for Freedom Off. Oh, there's no.
What?
Yeah, I'll explain.
Yeah.
explain my reasoning real
Okay.
quick.
Good.
Nope.
No?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We're
Not
not there
yet.
yet. We're not
Okay.
there yet. Not
All
yet.
right.
Not yet.
Yeah,
Not yet.
Draw
We're not there
turn.
yet.
Kill
All
it.
right.
Okay.
Okay. Mhm.
We'd like to put 4 more
just happy.
Winota triggers on the start.
It's my first.
Oh no. We want to
Hey,
play.
we're
spell first.
tapping some mana. We got some mana. It's Kiki Jiki. Little Kiki's Jikis. Oh no, my Zealous Conscript.
Oh, to take your
I have the
Kiki.
Zealous Conscript. And you take the Kiki.
Okay.
And then that. The
Yeah.
combination. Okay, so what we're seeing here is Zealous Conscript's going to enter the battlefield. It does not
you're
matter if
tapping
Kiki Jiki's
it?
tapped,
Coming
as Zealous
untap
Conscript's going to
it.
untap it.
Oh my god.
He's going to take the Kiki Jiki from Lisby, and that is going to make infinite Zealous Conscripts.
No.
And the game's not going to last super long from that. Yeah, there's a Kiki Jiki.
No.
Oh my god. Oh.
What is?
So I had a silent.
All right, 0 Zealous Conscript. Silence.
Tower up.
Little late to the party.
So if he had cast anything
Everyone
else,
had
he would
Another
have
silence.
done
Also
something
very late to the
response.
2 silences.
Yeah, no, that was the issue. The block-
Oh
No,
my
like,
All
goodness.
right, we're done. We're done. We're shouting. We're done. We're done.
This
We're
man
done.
stole.
We're
like,
done.
sorry.
Give him the
Like,
trophy.
with the
I don't even
wanna
dots,
see the
I
finals.
put
Give it
the
to him.
Kiki, right?
Give
Give
what
him the
more can you
trophy.
say about
Just got the
Comedian?
Kiki
Your
because
win's
it's
an unwinnable
coffee, and
game.
it goes
Combos
super
with the
give me
combo
boards,
that your
and then
opponent should
back
have.
up
Yeah, just do
and-
whatever. Doesn't matter. Third
What?
seed, 4th seed. I don't care. What's that? You just cycle it. I don't care. I don't care. I show you. He does not care. Comedian does not lose. It could take 10 minutes. It could take an hour and a half. It doesn't
He
matter.
has
It does
COVID,
not
good
matter.
sir. He has
Whatever.
COVID.
It just empowers him. There's no slowing down, Comedian. COVID just makes him stronger.
Does make him
What
stronger.
doesn't kill you makes you stronger. As Comedian, our Mox Masters October champion, is fighting himself once again in the final pod of Mox Masters December. I don't know. It's just CDH, skill-based format. You're watching Comedian time and time again beat the crap out of people. Just what can you say? What can you say? What can you say that you haven't seen already? I don't know. Listen,
Great game.
that's the end of the semifinals. We have all the other pods are finished, obviously. We have one more pod for you. It's late. Thank you for sticking with us. And as your reward, before the beginning of this last round, we have a giveaway. These bundles, we've been advertising them. We have this awesome bundle, new Playing with Power merch, new playmat that we collab with Douglas Schuler on. Super excited to get our hands on those. And you can too by staying around for the final match. Right before the final pod, we're going to have a giveaway. We will tell you how you can win your own bundle just by being here in chat and doing a couple other things. You know, it'll be easy, I promise. In the meantime, we are going to cut to break and we will be back as quick as possible with our final pod. Thank you for being here and we'll see you in a second.